not in Kansas anymore. We must be over the rainbow.
Lyman Frank Baum was born on the 15th of May of 1856 in Chuttenango, New York. He developed an aversion to the usual scary creature and violence of folklore and popular children's fairy tale of the time, and would end up creating his own adaptation of them in order to give other children, later including his own, delight in stories rather than grim and frightful moral lessons. He started to write the articles, editorials, fiction, and poetry that will fill its pages. At the age of 25, he wrote the play The Maid of Aaron in 1882, which he acted in. After several failed attempts to establish himself financially, he started to write down the nursery rhymes that he had told to his sons over the year. Mother Goes was published in 1897. In 1899, Baum worked with illustrator W. W. Denslow to publish Father Goes, his book, a collection of nonsense poetry. In 1900, Baum and Denslow, with whom he shared the copyright, published The Wonderful Wizard of Oz, to much critical acclaim and financial success. The book was the best-selling children's book for 2 years after its initial publication. Baum went on to write 13 more novels based on the places and the people of the Land of Oz, like The Land of Oz, 1904, Ozma of Oz, 1907, Dorothy and the Wizard of Oz, 1908, and The Road of Oz, 1909. The novel of 1900 talks about a girl named Dorothy that lives with her uncle Henry and with their Aunt Em and her beloved little dog Toto on a poor farm in Kansas. When a cyclone strikes one day, she runs after Toto instead of into the shelter. The wind carries off the house with them in it and then finally drops it again. Coming out of the house, Dorothy is greeted by a grateful crowd of people called Monkings and a woman who calls herself the Good Witch of the North, explaining that Dorothy's house has landed on the Wicked Witch of the East, who enslaved the Monkings for years, and now they're free. Also, the witch magic silver shoes are now Dorothy's, even though the exact nature of their magic is a mystery. All Dorothy wants, though, is to get herself and Toto back to Kansas, and no one has any idea how to make that happen. The Good Witch says the Wizard of Oz in the Emerald City might be able to help, and so it begins a trip in which Dorothy befriends the Scarecrow, the Thin Woodman, and the Cowardly Lion, and quite a few others with whom she will have many adventures.
The Wizard, the wonderful Wizard of Oz. He is the Wizard of Wiz, if ever a Wiz there was. If ever a Wiz there was, the Wizard of Oz is one because.
The Wizard of Oz has been adapted to other media numerous times, most famously in the 1939 film starring Judy Garland. Prior to this version, the book had inspired a number of stage and screen adaptations, including a profitable 1902 Broadway musical and 3 silent films. The 1939 film was considered innovative because of its songs, special effects, and revolutionary use of Technicolor.
Kansas is full of good men. I don't want to be a good man. I want to be a great one.
You're gonna need this!
I don't want to die! I haven't accomplished anything yet! Please!
The new adaptation of the novel is Oz the Great and Powerful. First of all, this is not a remake of The Wizard of Oz. It's a prequel, so to speak. This film, directed by Sam Raimi, illuminates the plight of the man behind the curtain. The central character, then, is Oz, not Dorothy. Played by James Franco, the wizard started off as a charlatan magician named Oscar Diggs, whose hot air balloon gets hurled away from its circus in Kansas and into the Land of Oz. This film follows his journey, so the main difference between the book and the movie is that the story is not developed around Dorothy. But of course, there are many similarities with the original novel of Baum, like the presence of the witches and China Girl, which doesn't appear in the 1939 movie, but also the yellow brick that helped the wizard to reach the witch, the way she traveled with the bubble, and the cyclone at the beginning. In the movie, Glinda is referred to by her title in the novel, The Good Witch of the South, unlike the 1939 movie. Also, Oz is presented as a real place, as in the novel, and not a dream, as the 1939 movie presents. Since the 2013 movie talks about the story of the wizard before he's arrived to Oz, if we have to compare the book and the movie, there are more differences than similarities. Some examples are that the Emerald City is actually emerald. In the novel, characters wear glasses to make it appear so. The witches are portrayed as being sister and daughters of the former King of Oz, while in the book they are not. The Wicked Witch of the West is portrayed as originally being good and having romantic feelings for the wizard. It is also shown that she was transformed into the evil witch after eating a cursed apple given to her by her sister. In the book, she appears to always have been evil. China Girl is shown to be able to travel outside China country. In the book, if a China person leaves China country, they become stiff and motionless like dolls. Glinda has red hair in the book, so the Quadling or Quadling country show any signs of the color red in either clothing, architecture, or landscape, while in the book, the color red is very prominent. In the book, the wizard had the Emerald City built after his arrival. In the movie, the Emerald City already exists prior to his coming to Oz. Also, the wizard came from Kansas, not Omaha. Considering The Wizard of Oz ironclad status as a Hollywood classic, there's no way any movie about Oz could have come close to matching the masterpiece that is Victor's Flaming Original. But still, this movie is very interesting and shows a different part of the story that Baum wanted to tell.